Hello, hello to you, oh my Mitrandil and Bratrandil. I just came back from the gym and I just did my chest workout today, so my chest is really pumped up. Uh, Apart from that, uh, my stomach is a bit bloated because I had a whole can of kidney beans today, and I also had two big potatoes, baked potatoes. So yeah, before my gym workout, I ran 1 mile in 7 minutes and 2 seconds. So just missed 6 minute, 7 minute mile. So yeah, yesterday I was able to break it, but today I didn't. So what did I do today? I did half an hour of Rust programming tutorial, and I still have to finish the half hour. And once I finish that half hour Rust programming tutorial, my Rust course will be finished. The free code camp course will be finished. But I don't know whether I'll be very much interested in doing any Rust programming soon, because I'm hearing some negative news on the Medium magazine, the newsletter, that Rust is not such a great programming language because of I don't know, someone had some problems, so he had written a huge article about how it's not very intuitive programming language, and it has weird error handling issues, and it does not have good connectivity with MongoDB and all those databases. Yeah, but apart from that, I'm happy to have learnt this 14-hour course on Rust, so at least I know what a programming language like C++ would look like. So it's a good entry point for me to learn C++ and becoming a real programmer in C or C++. So that is something for the future, but at the moment I have plenty of options, just knowing Java, which is the main programming language I work in, and I'm getting plenty of, I have already got 2 jobs, so now I have to choose which job to pick up. And I've been looking at the 2 companies that I have got the jobs in. So the first company, based in Reading, the yearly revenue is around 5 million, but the second company got a revenue of around 17 million in 2023. So it looks like the company in Oxford is very profitable, because they are doing some data digitalization or digital archive creating digital archives for museums, art museums, and banks, and all kinds of file types. So I'm starting to think that having a brand name of Oxford next in my CV is a much better option than a brand name of a gambling company on my CV. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, going from it's much more prestigious for me to work for an Oxford company, because all the top management in the company in Oxford, they're all probably very highly respectable gentlemen who have been living in Oxford and doing some real stuff, real programming stuff. But the company in Reading, I think it's a startup by a German guy who settled down in Spain, and from Spain he started a company, and then I think he also has registered a company in London. But yeah, it has 800 employees, and it has 5 million turnover, 5 million revenue in 2023. So based on that, I would say, I think I also saw somewhere that it is a medium-sized company, so it's around probably 100 million, 50 to 100 million in total market capitalization. No, it's not a public company; it's a private company. So based on all those things, I still have to get my recommendation letters for my second Oxford company. I don't know when that they will do it. First of all, they have to give me an offer letter tomorrow, and once they give me the offer letter, they will start doing the recommendation collections. And right now I'm in a very tight situation, because I've already given my for evacuating my house 6 days ago. So I got till the 24th of this month of July to get the hell out of this place, because I don't know if they will extend it, but yeah, I can probably ask them to extend it for a few more days. But yes, but yeah, I wish I had both jobs offer letters so I could immediately decide which one to take. And obviously I said yes to both of them, so it's very bad to ditch one of them, but that's how the world goes. And at least I've not signed the final contract for any of the jobs. I've signed one of the contracts for one of, I mean, signed one of the beginning contracts, but not the, I think I've got one more letter for signing yesterday on Friday from the Reading company. So I don't know why there's a second contract now. It's a different contract. So yeah, looking at all those contracts. And yesterday I also made a video about what the disadvantages of the first company are. The first company, I have to be in the office 3 days a week, and working in with people is a nightmare for me, because people are generally manipulative, and they try to do gang wars. And I mean, I'm not saying that I will be always be in the receiving end, but if there's enough minorities, then I will not be in such a danger. But yeah, there's a lot of minorities in my current workplace, so I think a couple of managers are from India, so I would not expect to be really in a disadvantageous position, especially in nowadays in software companies. That's not a major problem, but working even with my own country people, I don't know if they will be targeting me, or I don't know what's going to happen. So working with people, I mean, it can happen even if you're in a remote company where people are just plotting against you. Even if they're online, they act like they're all together, or they're like or like they're a gang or something. Like they try to find out what's your personal life like, and if you don't have a personal life, they'll start to gang up against you. But yeah, that happened in my current job, and that's why I have been asked to leave, because they have it's like constructive dismissal, constantly harassing every day, little by little, constantly doing little by little gang wars, and trying to keep me out of the loop or something like that. So it's like a slow process of kicking me out. So they've been doing that like for even from the beginning. The day I got the contract, they've been started to do that, and it's typical behavior from low lives. From for example, my boss, who is like an old ass British guy, who is up to no good, basically, always thinking wicked and evil thoughts. Yeah, so that's one of the problems. Like these people also do a lot of gaslighting so that can happen. Like gang wars can happen anywhere. Workplace politics you are not safe from workplace politics just because you're in a remote job. Things like, for example, even in a Zoom call, if you have a fake background, you will have 0 points. If you have a real background with a real house, with pet dogs, pet cats, family members, children, and everything, like it looks like you are living in a big house, and have a big family, and you have your own world, then you gain more power, more points. So those things, like if you have a partner, a wife, things like that count a lot. And if you don't display any of those, then you'll be directly going into the queue for the next firing. So with that, tomorrow is I'm expecting to get some news from them, from the Oxford company, and based on the offer letter, they will start doing the referencing, and hopefully they'll finish the referencing. But I don't know what to do with my Reading job. Should I sign the contract? And if I sign the contract, should I also join the job should I say no before joining the job, even though I signed the contract? is it legal? That's one question. I mean, I've done that before, and I've had some problems because of that. And that problem was that I had got a job to go to America, and I signed the contract. But then I got another job in Cambridge, so I just said no to the job in America. So the guy in America, he was very angry with me, and he actually informed that to all the people in this country. So they, I think some of them probably knew about it. So, but it didn't matter so much for me. I was still getting jobs, so there's nothing much they can do about it. But I think they will give some complaints about like signing a contract and not joining or things like that. But the main reason I didn't go was that I go to America was that I already lived in the UK for 3 years, and I didn't want to go to. I'd already lived in Singapore for 5 years, and I didn't get any citizenship in Singapore, and I didn't get any citizenship in UK so far. So there's no point in keeping on jumping from one country to the other without getting any citizenship or anything, any permanent status. So I thought I would just first finish 5 years in the UK and get some permanent residency or citizenship or something. And so that's why I decided to stay in the UK and get it. So now I can easily go, even if I wanted to. If I want to go to America, I can still go there, and it should not matter so much. But I'm not very keen on going to America anymore, because even like in 2010 or 2012, I was really sick of what was going on in America, and I was not very happy with the idea of going to America, because even if you go to America, it doesn't matter. If you don't have enough money and you're in a very low paid job, then no matter where you live in this world, it's a waste of time. You have to have a lot of money to enjoy your life. And so whenever someone asks you which country is the best country to live in, then you have to ask them, how much money do you have? If they say I don't have much money, then tell them Thailand is the best country to live, because it's for cheap. Everything is cheap there. Go and live in Thailand, or go and live in a deserted island where you will be happy with no money, and you can catch the fish and eat the fish. But if you want to go to America, then if you want to say America is a great country to live in, then you have to also be able to say that you have a lot of money at the same time in the bank. And if you don't have that money, then don't say America is a good country, because you will immediately feel the pinch of poverty when you are going to any developed country. Like even in the UK, low salary is a pretty hard survival existence, because nobody gives a shit about you if you don't have a car or don't have a house. And at least I feel that way. There's no respect, actually. You don't get enough respect. I mean, that's the way I feel, at least. I'm not saying that you won't get a wife without a car or a house, but unless you are an amazing person. But if you are a very basic person with no real talent or anything, you are a boring person, then at least you should have a house and a car, so that you can keep the woman like at least quiet for a while, and then maybe have kids and things like that. So that's what I've been thinking. But yeah, so overall I think my life is lacking in goals. That's the reason I have been unlucky in this in having a family and things like that. I'm not felt very passionate about any kind of goal. I've been just trying to survive in the survival mode. You're just trying to do the next thing to keep your survival, like keep your job, keep your citizenship, keep your not aiming very high is the biggest problem. For me at least, I should have always aimed very high. I used to aim very high when I was very young, like I was kind of stupid. Then I used to think of big things. that's when I had nothing. I didn't have anything at the time. Then I started getting a little bit more money, and then I wanted to keep whatever I had. So you have to save whatever you have and then work on that. So now, yeah, I have to think big. I have to think about bigger things in life. By thinking big, I mean having big ideas in mind which can revolutionize the current system, like create a company or create a do something which the world can notice, do something which benefits the world immensely. So thinking big, by that I mean like that, which helps society which helps society a lot. So that's what I mean by thinking big, not just paying your bills and living every day in a disciplined manner, although that's also not so difficult, that's not so easy. But sometimes minding your own business and keeping your job and keeping your mouth shut and being a complete boring person is also not a bad idea. You can, in the long run, it will help out. Maybe in 10 years you will see that whatever you've done will pay off. Like you stayed away from trouble, stayed away from sometimes being boring is also not that bad. So I also see the benefits of that as well. I've not done anything for the last probably 10 years, maybe 15 years. I quit. I used to probably, yeah. Now I've got a very much more stable life, but yeah, once you get older, you get more money. But the thing is that you realize life is very short, and you got only one shot to do something big, and you have to do it. So with that, I'll end my talk now. I have a very difficult decision to make tomorrow. I have to ditch one of the jobs, and that's the big dilemma in my head. And if the second job gets somehow ditched automatically by not getting any references, then I'll be lucky and I don't have to disappoint anyone. But if the second job, if I get the offer letter tomorrow and also they manage to get the references from my HR, then I will have to ditch the first job. So that's what I'm really afraid of. I mean, I should not be afraid of that, because I'm not hurting anyone, or I've not really caused anyone any problems. They will not be paying me anything. They have not paid me anything. I'm not paying them anything. So nothing. There's no real. Even if I've signed a contract, unless I show up at the job on the first day, no contract can actually be valid. So I mean, you can sign a contract, but I mean, they can also say that they can kick me out any day. So they have a right to kick me out any day. So because in the contract it says if you bring disrepute to the company, then you will be kicked out immediately. So they can kick me out any day. I can obviously leave the job any day. So it's and if I quit the job even before I started it, then it doesn't matter to anyone. So that's the philosophy which keeps me which will keep my mind in peace for the time being. But yeah, I feel a bit of fear for this thing, because I had a good experience of finding the job, and with the HR lady helping me a lot, the Russian lady, and yeah, it feels a bit bad because they work hard every day to get me the job, and I work hard to cooperate with them and do the stuff and go through all the difficulties, and it takes a lot of energy to go through it, and then to finally ditch all of those efforts. It's it's like betrayal, but you are using one to get to the other. Yeah, you're using one like a stepping stone. So it's not completely useless. Of course, she's also not completely losing anything. She got to know me in the process. She got to know what I might be, what's the reason I might not choose the job, because obviously working 3 days in the office can be a bit difficult for me at my age. I'm 44, and all the kids, all the people in the workplace are all young people, like 30, 31, something like that. So I will be an immediate target for most of the people. And so for me, the right place to work is a remote job, working from home. And also, yeah, let's see what happens. I'll stop talking now because I'm talking a lot since yesterday. Yesterday I've talked a lot. I had a 1 hour video and I couldn't even complete the upload of that, so I'll upload it today again. And this one is now going to 20 minutes, so I don't want to waste too much time on this talking shit. But yeah, it just shows the level of mental torture I'm having because of these two jobs. When I had one job, I was very happy. I felt so happy. But when I got the second one, it's like it's a much better offer, and then you start getting this mental torture, like which way should I go. It's like that's the mind conflict. So that creates this is the anxiety which we have in the world today, is when you have everything but you still have so many things that it causes anxiety. So that anxiety is what creates the problems in our entire life. If you know exactly what you want, then you're happy and you go for it. But you don't know exactly what you want and then you go for everything. That's when you create anxiety in your mind. So stop. So I'll just end my talk now, and I'll deal with my anxiety at home, and I'll finish my ROS programming, go home and have some good food, and have a shower, and end my day today with a good note. So goodbye to you.